I shouldn't share this. I was saying my Uncle Paul, Allah Rahman on him, he's still alive, Uncle Talut. And they allege that about his thing about underage, he never bothered me. He never bothered me, and I think he took me to where one of the leaders of the Afro-American movements of Islam was speaking, and I never forgot that. It always resonated with me like a lot of resplendent light, growing up, a lot of resplendent light, and I remember being assembled in this field of people, all in sync with each other, man. I never forgot, kept recurring over and over again throughout my life. But I remember the place when I was in Washington State after being ejected from Green River Community College because my father wouldn't help me finish my studies for aviation. The head aviation instructor at that time in Auburn, Washington, his name was John Dennis. John Dennis. And he said that I was an exceptional student with a propensity for aviation. He could see it. He said I had all the key markers up of being a primordial, really rooted natural aviator. He could see it. He saw it, man. Couldn't finish it. Didn't have money. Didn't have the means to relax my mind, to study, to rest, to sleep properly. Was with a Mormon young man from Wenatchee, Washington, named Jim Richmond, who started losing his way and bringing all kinds of girls, different ethnic girls. That's the thing. Jim went wild with ethnicity because growing up in Wenatchee, he didn't really have exposure to ethnicity too much. So he went wild a little bit, not too much, but started to. And he would bring girls in, and you would hear, and I would drink, and I would be in the room sad, and I would be alone and maybe lacking rent, and then the gym would close, and the girls and the people would be laughing at me or whatever, and poor thing, and then you would hear the night, and it would be a night round of fucking, very intense fucking, the bottle shaking and laughing, all that in the room. One different girl, and it was one girl after the next. It became several. And some of them with varying octaves, varying decibels of noise. There's a point there would be no way that I could sleep. And then after that situation changed, I had to leave because I couldn't afford my rent, or Jim went somewhere else and moved with another woman. That's what it was. He went with one of his girlfriends, that newly acquired girlfriends, and then I was left with the place by myself. It was $400 a month. So I needed someone to help me pay for it, and then I took in a Yemeni brother by the name of Nadim, who vanished after the Yemen Civil War in the 1990s. We lost track of Nadim. Very sort of effeminate, but not gay. He was not gay by any means. He wanted to be married. He was trying to get married. And the only thing is that he was in poverty, but being in poverty, the Arabs have a way of disguising their poverty. Not full blown like Afro-American poverty, where the Afro-American would try to beg or beg our way out of the poverty. We'll try to beg it out. The Arabs won't. They don't like that. Indians also, they don't like asking. They don't like showing that face that they're in that situation. Like one Egyptian, he said to me, he said, I'm speaking exactly just like CIA Director John Brennan, Irish. He speaks fluent Egyptian Lahada. John Brennan speaks fluent Egyptian Lahada. See, Meskena, that means you want the people to be exposed to me, to know that I'm actually in poverty. This is what one Egyptian brother told me. I'm actually poor. I don't want people to know that, because they humiliate you. They even don't want to shake your hand, or when they slam you with a cold or with a downturned, condescending nose. Once they know you're poor, sorry, and they turn away. Pakistanis do it even worse, sorry, and turn away as if you are non sequitur. You don't exist because you're impoverished. You're poor. You stink because you're poor. So he didn't want anybody to know that. And it was something I was trying to do for him to help him go back to Egypt. He was tired of living in the U.S. He was tired of being secular. His name was Adil. But Nadim was somewhat not that bad off about that, but similar. Fortunately, he found a benefactor in the Saudi, a blind Saudi, and in a blind Saudi who was religious but secular modernist Saudi, not extreme, and one of the Al Turki family, and also the American engineer named Rashid, who also vanished. We don't know what happened to him with his family. He used to be a senior engineer at Boeing. Salafi is practicing Rashid, senior master engineer at Boeing, very high position at Boeing. Boeing aircraft for Seattle, very high position. And there was another gentleman who recently died named Jamil Abdul-Razak, who's one of the principal engineers of Boeing. Been with Boeing at that time when I met him in the early 90s, late 80s, 1989, early 90s. He was already almost 30 years into being at Boeing, Iraqi. And on occasion or two, he gave me like $100. It's $100. He pull out of the pocket. He's another $100. You know, but he said, brother, get a skill set and do something you'd like to do. Work. He said, the dignity of work. Work, brother. That's it, brother. Is work it. Work, the dignity of work. He recently died about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a month. I just gotten word that he died, passed away. He was really needing care to be looked after in his old age. He was like 80-something, almost 90, something like that. Jamil Abdul-Razak, very good man. I hope I don't owe him any money. I hope I didn't borrow anything from him. Behind his door. I see stuff like that. Me being in need of money, I don't even know who I borrowed from. I can't even remember who I borrowed from, brother. Because of my own ethnic community, my own blood. I wanted to do a video series, blood, water. When they said blood and water, which is blood is thicker than water. I wanted to call it blood, water, or light. Which one can help you which one can raise you to flight? Something like that. Something I wanted to do, but I didn't do it. I wanted to do it today. I didn't do it. Blood, water, or light. Which one is better to be right? Okay, actually, for me, I choose light, actually. Not blood or water. Blood would be family. Water would be, whatever. And I choose light. So I had this recurring thing growing up of being assembled with these people. They were actually Muslims. You know, it's something my uncle took me to. So it's not because of that, but you never know. So we had a recurrence in our bloodline of becoming Muslims. A few to several people had become Muslims. A lot of Afro-American slaves, particularly of our bloodlines, were imams, fluent in Arabic. They had to hide the Quran, hide the documents, the hadith, the knowledge. They had to hide it from the Scots-Irish, who, with the chitlin, ham hocks, and cornbread was related to of the same substance as is Lorna Doones or macaroons are made up. Cornbread, same thing. They had to hide the Holy Scriptures right from these people. They didn't want you to have nothing. So what's going on now is they're force-feeding the culture. Irish culture. They feed us, they force us down your throat and trying to make you do it. I'm going to make you do it. You're not going to make you do nothing. And then you shove it up your ass. You understand? I'm from Manhattan, from New York. Shove it up your ass up. And they force a lot of Afro-Americans into these situations. Afro-American males. They force. There's another one. This one here, homeless. He's been around here, the one that just walked and you saw this, they appear to become behind a pillar. He's been around here a lot longer than I have. He has a computer. The computer has TV in it, in his computer, television and everything. He's been around a long time. But I'm not a person that's deficient of mind. That's lacking in the mind. That's slip. I'm not. I'm in this situation because I'm weak and oppressed. I'm not deficient of mind. I had a job. Job paid $2,000 a week. After tax, it would be close to $2,000 a week. All I asked is for the resources to be able to practice for what's called the road test.